What's up again, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your first time. So it's been a little bit. I've just been busy, haven't really done anything other than go to the auction, and I've been just kind of slacking on the channel quite a bit. I'm just gonna walk around, see what kind of stuff we still have. Starting off with this guy here, my daily driver, the Mini Cooper. I drive this every single day. This is my daily driver. It still has the "if" in the window. It's been there since I got it. Just refused to remove it. Still runs and drives pretty good. After the valve body was replaced, I haven't really had many issues with it. Check engine light came on. I haven't even checked it yet. I'm like 1,100 miles past due for an oil change. I've just been kind of slacking on this guy here. But still running and driving. Got the little mini thing there. Then we got the truck, which I believe still runs and drives. I haven't driven it in a very long time, or even tried to start it in a long time. Let's see if it'll start after sitting for a while. Okay. Ooh, battery's dead. Let's pop the hood. Pull the battery box out of here. I don't see why it won't start. It should. Pop the hood. This thing's been leaking power steering fluid really bad. And again, it's another thing I've just been slacking on. I haven't really dug into it. I mean, you can see everything right there soaking wet on the power steering. Power on. Should be enough juice to start it. Check that out. No issues at all other than the dead battery. This has got a pretty bad exhaust leak. And it sounds like it's developing a tap, which is wonderful. I'm hoping that's just the exhaust manifold still. Runs perfectly fine. I think it needs gas though. I think that's why I haven't really driven it. It's because it needs gas pretty bad. Where are we at? Yeah, it's on E. I don't want to run it very long. But that's the truck. Still runs. Definitely still drives, I'm sure. We didn't have any issues at all with the transmission. I mean, at least not in the past 3 years. I had it rebuilt 3 years ago when it had 140,000, I think it was. Yeah, about 20,000 miles ago. So roughly 140, I think. I don't remember. I got it at 107,000, so I put like 37,000 miles on it since I got it. Should probably shut this guy off. I would let it charge, but there's not enough gas in this thing to be messing around like that. Other than this car, we have, let me grab the key here for this one. The Hyundai, which is this key right here. Come on, guy. So this key, that looks like a Hyundai key. The other one's my Skyline key, which I can't hold on to at all. So it's a Hyundai Accent. I don't remember what year this is. I think like a 2000, 2001, 2002, something like that. This thing needs an alternator. 100% needs an alternator. I just haven't done it. Alternator is more expensive than what I paid for the car. So, you know, I haven't touched it pretty much ever since. Where's the... I mean, it's not... Oh, it's dead. I'll say it doesn't seem like it's dead, but it's definitely dead. All right, pop it out of gear just in case. Pop the hood if I can. Pretty much all of my cars are dead, other than my Mini Cooper that I drive every single day. We'll see that in a minute. Power on. Is it? Nope, it's not dead. So we should be good. There's a little bit of juice in it, so it wasn't completely dead. There it goes. It's out of gear. So it doesn't actually sound bad today. Oh, there it goes. Normally this is screaming. That sounds okay right now. Let's turn. Let's see. It shuts off. The second you turn the power off, it shuts off. That's basically tells you that the alternator needs to be replaced. That's one way to test it. Is to start your car, disconnect the battery while it's running, and if it shuts off, chances are your alternator is bad, or something else in your charging system, but normally it's an alternator. We know it runs. I know for a fact that it drives I did brakes all the way around that, which kind of sucks because it's been sitting for a little while, so the rotors are probably rusted. Let's put it back in park. Well, not technically park, I guess, just in gear. I'll lock that door, make sure I have my key. I do, because I only have one key for this. Something's wrong. Every single time I touch this thing, I get shocked. I don't know what it is. All right, so this is everything that I have here currently. I don't know how, but on the Mini Cooper key, if you like hit a button a certain way, all of the windows and everything open. And I don't know how I keep doing it, but I didn't realize I did it the other day, and this was open and it downpoured like crazy. My entire passenger floorboard, everything was soaking wet. All right, so that's everything here. I'm going to hop in the Mini Cooper. We're going to drive over to Gavin's house and check out the other 4 cars that I have. I have 8 cars total. My Dodge Dart that I have, the 2013 Dodge Dart, was one of the last videos that I most recently uploaded. It was a $500 Dodge Dart I bought. I let my friend borrow it. His car's been having issues, and since I've had 0 issues with that car, I said, sure, you can borrow it. All right, so here we are at Gavin's. We're going to start with the Mustang. The Mustang runs and drives. Has an issue with the transmission. That's it. Yeah, transmission issues. I don't remember if I did these brakes or not. I know that they're pretty bad. They're pretty rusty. I could have swore that I had replaced them, but I don't really remember. These rotors are pretty bad, so possibly not. Yeah, so I can't get in it from here, as you can see. I'm not going to fit through that. I have to climb through the trunk, which I'm not doing right now anyway. But it does run. I drove it onto the trailer, picked it back up from my stepdad. He originally had bought it from me, or was going to buy it from me. But yeah, he didn't. He had issues with retirement or something like that, so he couldn't afford it, so he gave it back. So I went and I picked it up, drove it onto the trailer. Runs and drives, again, just reverses, going bad. And the paint's still holding up, surprisingly. The paint job my neighbor did here, I mean, it's bubbling a little bit here, but the paint job he did is holding up a lot better than what I was expecting. It doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look great, but it doesn't look terrible either. You can still see the running paint here. So it is what it is, I guess. The Camaro. Yeah, Camaro. I feel bad for this car. I've never actually had this car running and driving. I did get it running once. I replaced the computer in it, and it started immediately, first try. And I was like, oh my gosh, finally, it's good. And then I shut it off for, is it still going to work test, and it didn't work anymore. So it sucks. Dash is all cracked up. I mean, it's not the best shape. The rust is getting to it. It's got a little rust hole right here, which should probably be taken care of. The rest of it's a whole lot of surface rust. And then on the inside, I don't know, it's hood pop. It's not. Well, their hood's starting to go to now. That sucks. The battery box is rusted out completely. It sucks a little bit. And we have the Jeep, the XJ. It's a 2001 Jeep Cherokee XJ. I've been fighting with the dude I got this from. I know the dude personally. I've been fighting with him for like a year now, trying to get a title for it. That's why it's still sitting, because I would drive this thing. It runs and drives. I'll show you. Hold on. I already had the battery box hooked up. I just gotta turn it on. This should start. I don't see why it won't. Where to put the keys at? We're here. Let's see here. Let me swap hands, grab the key. It's definitely not happy. Oh, shut off. Hold on. There it goes. It's definitely not happy, but it runs. And it will drive. Got the battery box off. Move that out of the way so it doesn't fall into the fan here, because that would be a very expensive mistake. But like I said, runs, definitely drives, but it has a flat tire right now, so I can't show you. I know how it happened. My buddy Gavin lives in the woods, and we went for a joyride out into the woods with it, and that happened at some point. I must have hit something. I mean, the tires are old and dry rotted anyway, so I'm not surprised. Looks like some birds might be living up in there somewhere. Oh, the rust. But the main reason this sat, other than the title issue, is this guy right here that rotted out. It's that not really a frame. I don't want to say frame. It's a unibody, but it's like a frame rail, unibody rail or something. I don't know. It's all attached to the body. That was the first reason it sat. It's got really bad rust in the corner here, which we planned on fixing once we got the title for it. Well, we'll see if that ever happens. If not, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe just turn it into a wood Jeep, fix the frame rail, and just mess around in the woods, and that's it. And shut this guy off. Good thing is it doesn't need an alternator. Disconnected it, and it still runs and dries. Hood pins are still working, even though the one needs to be adjusted. Shut it off. That's probably still dead, right? Yeah, it's dead. It needs a battery, most likely. Golf balls over there. Last but not least, I'm so upset about this car. So the story with my 96 R33 Skyline is I cannot tag it in Delaware. State of Delaware says that any imported car has to follow the U.S. Automotive standards, essentially the factory standard, which is for 96 and above has to have OBD2. Now, they didn't have OBD2. I don't think ever. I don't think Nissan even had it until like 06 or something in Japan. So they never had an OBD2 option, and they refused to let me through because of that. So I got to figure out another way to tag it. I don't know. I don't want to spend $1,000 to go through like, it's like dirt road, off-road, something.com. You can do it, but it's like $1,000, and that's insane. I don't want to do that. That's a lot of money. But yeah, I still got the Japanese plate on it. There's another one somewhere. So I'm hoping that it starts. I don't know. I put the battery pack halfway on it. This is another. I actually got this battery pack for $7 off of Whatnot. I was on some dude's stream, and he sells crap. And I was like, sure, I'll pre-bid on this. And I put up to $10, and surprisingly only went to $7. So, but this thing's dead. It's 100% dead. Let's see if it starts. Don't let me down, Skyline. Let's do this, and you hear that? Oh, shut off. There it is. I mean, it's running. Sounds pretty good too, surprisingly. Disconnected, it's still running. So alternator's good on this. I haven't really driven this thing a whole lot. I drove it a little bit after I got it serviced by Sleeper Tuning up north Delaware. They specialize in like Skylines and anything import, JDM. Looks like I need a gas cap. It's pretty bad. So yeah, it's haven't driven it since 6/13/2024, as you can see right there, which is kind of sad. It's a waste of a car just sitting here. I need to order an antenna for it. It's leaking into the trunk. I wonder if I can pop the trunk. I don't know where the trunk pop is on this. It's leaking into the trunk, and it kind of sucks. Oh, it's a pole. I just popped the fuel door. But yeah, it leaks into the trunk. I got the RB25 head in here. Part of the motor right here. The motor that it's supposed to be going in. This thing is bad. I mean, right now it's soaking wet on top of that. Everything in here is wet. This was in here, but it's all swollen, so it's not doing anything. Yeah, this is all soaking wet. I mean, it kind of sucks, but I mean, there's this right here, I believe is where it's coming from, is the seals. You can see it piling up right there, just puddling in the corner. And I don't know how to fix that personally. I'm not a body guy. That's the original, or not the factory. What does this one go to? Yeah, look at that mold in there. I don't know what car that goes to, but that's from the Skyline originally. That's not the factory one, but that's what I got in it when it came from Japan. Smells like it's running pretty rich, which, whatever, it is what it is, I guess. I believe everything's unlocked. It's still pretty clean. I had it detailed. As you can see, this door is super shiny. This right here, he said he wasn't 100% sure how to get this off without destroying the dash. So he just cleaned it the best he could and left it on there. Everything else is still really clean. Just notice that itty bitty little tiny hole there. If I do end up building this motor, which I really hope I do because I have a lot of money into it, seats are getting replaced anyway. I don't want to put a cage in it, but I'll probably put nicer seats. I thought about getting the GTR seats for it. I don't know if they'll fit. Maybe not, the four-door GTRs. They might fit, I don't know. But these just kind of bolt on and bolt off. There's like 2 bolts on this thing down here, held in here, and on the other side there's another one, and the whole bottom just kind of comes off. But that's the Nissan Skyline. That's all my cars with the exception of the Dodge Dart, which again is at my buddy's house. He's probably at his job right now. I think he's driving it. But I don't know what I can install on here of the stuff that I do have. I got like an intercooler, but it's for an RB25. I don't think it's going to help. I got a radiator, which I could probably throw in here, help with cooling a little bit, but it doesn't really matter because, again, it's an RB20E, baseline RB20E, which has a lifter tap. I can hear it. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but it sounds like a valve tap. But there it is. ECCS Nissan. He didn't clean the engine bay, but there's really not a whole lot going on there anyway. Strut towers have a little bit of rust starting. I need to take care of that before that gets bad. But other than that, this thing it's clean. There's no serious rust on this thing. Just these little parts right here, which a good cleaning will take care of. You know, look at that. Should probably get this taken care of sooner than later. This is pretty ugly. I'd like to replace this. I know some people just get rid of them, but I don't know. Is that a good idea? Let me know in the comments. But that's everything I have. Sadly, everything's basically just sitting around and waiting and waiting and waiting. But let me know which one of my cars is your favorite. Let me know which one I should work on next, other than that guy there. Try to get some of these things going. The Mustang I'm not keeping. I'm not a Mustang fan. I got it for $300. It's the only reason I bought it. So, I mean, it's going to get potentially a new transmission, potentially sold as is. I haven't decided yet. I've been up in the air about it. It's posted online on Facebook Marketplace. I haven't really had any interest in it. Camaro, I've had a little bit of interest. Some guy wants to trade me a car. It's worth like $1,100 for, which is insane to me. So that's not happening. The Dodge Dart, again, it's being borrowed by a friend, but it's also on Marketplace. I've had a lot of people hit me up about it, and I thought about taking it down because my buddy's using it, but at the same time, I'd hate to lose a sale because he's having car issues, and I could always let him drive this and I could drive the truck, but I don't know. Also, if you know any information on getting imported cars tagged anywhere other than the state of Delaware, like out of state, like Virginia or Montana or Montreal or some other state, let me know, because I would really like to get this thing tagged and start driving it. This would make a really good daily until I blow the RB20, and then I can worry about building the other motor. I've also thought about just pulling the RB20 after the other motor's built and building this and putting it into something, but I haven't decided. I thought about just doing the Camaro because I think it'd be funny to have an RB20E in a Camaro, pull the 350 out, but either way, that's going to do it for this video. I really appreciate you guys continuously coming back and watching, even though it's not all that entertaining, but I'm doing my best, trying, getting there slowly but surely. Let's leave this on lock, take my key. Yeah, but again, if you have any information on this JDM stuff, getting them tagged anywhere that will let me out of state tags, that would be wonderful. Just let me know. But again, thank you for sticking around and watching. Let me know what your favorite project is. Let me know what you want to see next. Until next time, I'll see you later. Goodbye.